Are you struggling to sell your products or services? Do you get frustrated when clients show no real buying intent or even ghost you? Well, in this video, I'll share with you 3 unconventional ways to break through your sales rut and get you closing like the rainmaker you were supposed to be. My name is Kieran and I run a business consultancy that has helped hundreds of businesses attract quality leads, sales, clients. Now, people struggling to sell is a really common occurrence. Many times people believe it's due to poor sales techniques or communication, but that's not always the case. It's not always your fault as a salesperson. So here are 3 actionable steps to implement to improve your selling ability. Number 1, implement lead vetting forms. So what are lead vetting forms? Lead vetting forms are almost like mini questionnaires that you put on your website or embed within your email nurturing sequences that capture information about your customer before they actually book a call with you. So for example, they may ask certain questions about their business, what they're struggling with, where they're at right now financially, what specifically they need help with. And you may be asking yourself, well, what's the purpose behind these lead vetting forms, or how are they actually going to help me and my business and improve my sales ability? Well, you can't close anybody who doesn't have what is known as the BANT. So the BANT is a sales framework that IBM developed years ago, and they realized that they couldn't close or couldn't turn anybody who didn't have what is known as the BANT into a paying customer. So the BANT is essentially an acronym which stands for budget, authority, need, and time. So if somebody doesn't have the budget or the resources to work with you, they're never going to be able to feasibly get on board. They literally don't have enough money to buy into your solution. The second part of BANT is authority. So if your prospect or if your lead doesn't have the authority to make a purchasing decision, they're never going to get on board with your solution or your service. The next part of BANT is need. So they need a need for what you have to offer. And then the last thing is timing. So what a lead vetting form will do, it will capture this information before anybody comes in contact with you, so that when somebody comes through a lead vetting form, it will save you a lot of time wasted speaking with low probability prospects who don't fulfill the criteria of a quality lead. And that's gauged by BANT. So for example, if you speak with 10 BANT qualified leads versus 10 non-BANT qualified leads, your conversion rate and your sales conversion rate is almost always going to be better than if you're talking to those BANT qualified leads. One group is qualified and the other group is unqualified. And it's super important as well to speak with only the best quality leads, as it will protect your emotional state as well. There's nothing worse than speaking with a low probability prospect who's, doesn't have the resources or the authority to get on board with your solution and work with you. The only thing that you're going to get is rejection, and that will negatively impact your confidence as a salesperson. And it's super important to protect your emotional state and only speak with the best quality leads. And a good lead vetting form will help you to achieve that. Now, there's lots of solutions available. So if you have a call booking form like Calendly or Microsoft Teams or Schedule Once, they allow you to embed questions within that form. And you can ask several questions to make sure that the lead you're talking to is qualified. So there's a practical way to implement those in your business. You can also use stuff like Jotform to create customized questionnaires also to ensure that you're only speaking to the best quality leads and that you're converting them also. And you might ask now, what happens if you embed all these questions within your lead booking form and you end up getting no contact inquiries or no sales calls booked? Well, that mightn't be a bad thing, because a lot of those people who would have been coming into your business would have been low quality leads who you really wouldn't want to have spoken with in the first place. And what you'll start to realize is the problem that you have is actually attracting quality clients and quality leads into your business. The next best thing to do if you're struggling to sell is start putting together some educational content. So often prospects don't buy from you because they just haven't seen enough from your business. They mightn't have enough exposure to you, your business, your services if they've come in contact with you for the first time. They know very little about you as a business owner. They know very little about your team. They don't know about your company as a whole. They don't know much about the services that you provide and how you work together. So these are all the questions that are going on in your customer's head that are going to prevent them from turning into a paying customer. So to increase your probability of turning, referrals, leads, prospects into sales and into paying clients, it's important that you educate and nurture clients through good marketing collateral. So what do I mean by that? So in the past, I ran a lot of cold paid traffic ads, and one of the big problems that I was having was a low sales call conversion rate. I was only converting 10, 15, 20% of people into paying clients. And I was paying a lot of money for those ads, and I really needed to boost my sales conversion rate. So I started reading, I started doing some research, and I started to realize that just people were very kind of cold when they came onto these sales calls. They didn't know much about me, my business, what I had to offer, the services we provided, the awesome work that we've done in the past. And what I also realized is that people who have been exposed to me for a while actually converted a lot better. So people who are subscribed to my YouTube channel, people who are on my email list, who are getting nurtured through emails, people who've seen the awesome case studies and results we've gotten for customers. And then I asked myself, well, what if we took these cold leads that were coming in through cold traffic and exposed all these people to all of the stuff that the warm leads who've been in my kind of circle for a while have been. So what I started to do was I started to pull together all this material and engineer within my sales process so that cold leads were exposed to all of this awesome marketing collateral before they ever spoke with us as a business. And here are those 5 pieces of marketing collateral. So number 1, case studies. So case studies showcase the awesome results that you've helped customers achieve in the past. And these are super powerful because when potential customers see that you work with somebody like themselves and help them overcome a certain problem that they were experiencing and help them achieve great outcomes and great success, that's going to boost the amount of trust and confidence they have in you and your business to deliver results. So what I did is I embedded these case studies on my YouTube channel, on my social profiles, on my website, engineered within my sales funnel. So when people actually came through and booked a call with me, they were exposed to all of these awesome case studies and saw all this amazing work that we did for past customers. The next thing is to dial in your social profiles. So customers are going to want to know the type of person that they're going to work with and if you align with their values and so on. They want to know that you're trustworthy, that you're reliable, and that you're competent in what you do, and that you're also likable as well. They're somebody that they can get along with. And by engineering good social profiles, you can make customers feel that. You can make them feel that you're competent, you're trustworthy, you're likable, and that you're somebody that they want to work with. The next thing that will boost your sales conversion rate is having product information available on your website. So customers want to know about, your engagement model, what your services or products look like, what's actually included, how you're actually going to work together, what the pricing looks like. This is all stuff that you should look to have available on your website or even via PDFs or different marketing materials that you can share with customers and that they can check out, because these are the questions that they're going to have. And these are the questions that become up and again on sales meetings and on discovery calls. And if you can actually handle this stuff and actually allow them to consume this and review it before they actually ever jump on a sales call with you, that will boost your sales ability also. So an educated customer converts a much better than an uneducated one who's seen very little about, your engagement model, how you work together, and all of that other really valuable product information. So I personally record all sales calls, and what I have done in the past is that I've transcribed these sales calls and I've taken out all the common questions that customers have had in the past. And they're usually all the same. What's the pricing look like? What does your engagement model look like? What are the tools and software that we need? So what I did was that I actually created a little 15-minute video covering all this stuff. So after somebody booked a call, this video would be embedded on the page after somebody booked a call. And that was an assignment that they had before actually jumping on a call with myself. So they're a whole lot more educated and knew a whole lot more about what the process was like to work together. And I saw almost a double sales conversion rate as a result of doing that one thing. Third thing to do if you're struggling with sales and want to boost your sales conversion rate is to focus on handling objections within the call. Now, this is contrary to what a lot of sales influencers and sales gurus teach. Usually what they advise is, you build rapport, you ask some qualification questions, and then you go straight into the pitch, and then you handle objections, and then you take the order. But that's actually not the optimal approach. What the best salespeople do is they handle objections before they occur. So you don't want objections coming up in the sales call if you can avoid it. So by handling objections within the sales call itself, before the pitch, before they actually occur, what you'll see is you'll see a lot less objections. And if you see a lot less objections, there's definitely a correlation with a higher sales conversion rate. So I'll give you an example. So for example, there's basically only 4 main objections that can occur. Let me think about it. I don't have the money or the resources to invest. I need to talk to my, business partner, wife, dog, whichever. I don't have the time to work on this right now. So for example, if somebody says like, let me think about it, before you actually get to your sales pitch, you can ask them when you're going through these qualification questions, a simple question like, why now? Like, why is it so important for you to, get on board with this, product, service, whatever you're providing. So when it comes time to you making the pitch and sharing a bit about you and your services and all that, that objection about let me think about it is nullified, because they've already said when you've asked them, why now? Why do you want to work on board right now? They said, this is urgent. This is top priority. I need to grow my business. I need to see more efficiency. I need to train my staff, etc. So you can actually just double back on them and say, hey, well, actually, you just told me right here, this is a top priority for you. Business growth is the most important thing for you right now this year. And just check them on that. And you can do this for the same thing for, money objections, partner objections, time objections. So for example, if they don't, if they say, now is not the right time for me. If you've asked a question like, in the sales conversation, sure. Do you have the time to work with us right now? And if they say, yes, absolutely, I have, loads of time to work with you guys. This project is ended and I'm fully dedicated to this right now. If they say that, and then after the pitch, they say, well, actually, now is not the right time. You can again double back on them and check up on them and say, hey, well, actually, you just said, this project's finished. You have full bandwidth to work on this right now. What's going on? So that's how the best salespeople do it. They handle objections within the call. And just a quick announcement before I wrap up, I just want to announce that we have a few spots left for our Growth Accelerator program. So who we work with are business owners who are looking to grow their business, drive more sales, increase lead flow, and get more clients. And also those who are aspiring to, break out from their 9-to-5 and start building up their own business either on the side or full time. So if that sounds like you, we've linked below this video. Book in a time to speak with me, and I look forward to talking with you. So thanks so much for watching this video. So if you want more tips to grow and scale your business, be sure to subscribe. So thanks so much for watching, and until the next time.